now our second speaker this morning is switching manuals. Be prepared for something different than what you're used to. It is the Advanced Communication Series, The Entertaining Speaker, and he's working out of Project 1, The Entertaining Speech. Let's welcome Denny Ward, and the title of his speech is Chronology. Is that how you say it?
Bingo.
Chronology of Millionaire Denny's speeches. Denny Ward.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And our guest, Denny. This morning, I need a little help from the audience. You guys got to support me this morning. When I say, what was I thinking? You have to come back and say, you weren't. What was I thinking?
You weren't.
All right, that's what I like. Now remember, as we go through the speech, I got to hear, you aren't. The first speech that we encountered from me was speeding tickets. What was I thinking?
You weren't.
I got the one, I put my hand up and said, how many got 5, 10, 15, 16, 17. And I was the only guy with my hand up at the end.
Expensive.
Then I said I wasn't going to get any more speeding tickets. I got me a fuzz buster and a radar detector right up on the dash. What was I thinking?
You weren't.
I have my brothers in the back seat of this Challenger, and we're coming up from the Keys, traveling at a great speed. You know, I just piled past mile marker 38, and a guy on the radio comes on and says, "You got a Mountie heading southbound at mile marker 40." My brothers, you better slow down. You got to slow down. I'm going the opposite. He's going the opposite way, and I'm going, so he's not going to get me. What was I thinking?
You weren't.
I got a ticket. Then we move on to loses the match but wins the heart. Remember, there's no way a woman could beat a man. No way. There's no way a woman could beat a man. That was his mentality back then down at the tennis club. He thought he was top dog playing tennis, and he could whip any woman around there. What was he thinking?
You weren't.
He was set up. One evening, he didn't have his match that he was going to play with a man, got canceled out. And the guy at the desk said, "Hey, I got a lady down there that'll give you a pretty good match." And I said, "A lady? What are you, I said, "Well, I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to put you down on center court." Now, as he's put me down on center court, the word has gone around the club. And everybody is coming down to the seats to watch this match. He got his clock clean. What was he thinking?
You weren't.
Then we move on to the once-in-a-lifetime RV experience.
Oh, yeah.
He has his mother-in-law, his grandmother, his mother, his stepdaughter, in this RV, and he's doing it northbound and down, heading up to Raleigh, North Carolina. Now, as he's heading out there, his mother-in-law is in the bed in the back of the RV. She's out cold. And as he flies over the first set of railroad tracks, she flies 2-3 feet up in the air and goes, "Hey, what are you thinking?"
You weren't.
Comes down and wakes up, and through the whole trip now, he's on edge because he finally realizes there's no seatbelts for the passengers in the RV. No seatbelts. And when I say that, so he's on edge. And he has one more thing to worry about. Beat the clock. Because he has to get that RV back in time before he gets charged another week. What was he thinking?
You weren't.
Unbelievable. Then he goes to a doctor's office in Tampa, and he gets the wake-up call. the doctor says, "You're not long for this world." I said, "Excuse me? You're not long for this world." I said, "What do you mean?" "Well, look at your test results." Didn't mean anything to me, because what was I thinking?
You weren't.
He says to me, "It's going to be the hardest thing that you're ever going to, the hardest piece of your life that you're ever going to do. You're going to have a total lifestyle change. And I mean, it's going to be the hardest thing you've ever done." And he was right. It took 10 years to get to where I'm at today. 10 years. Doesn't happen overnight with a total lifestyle change. Music makes the world go around. Remember that one? That was what we call a technology glitch. He's up there with a bloom box. And what was he thinking?
You weren't.
Because he picked a nice piece of music, got it going, but he couldn't get back to the same track each time. Changed every time he went back to it. Because what was he thinking?
You weren't.
In conclusion, we heard about the boating stories. Because what was he thinking there?
You weren't.
He wasn't thinking, he really wasn't thinking through his whole life. He wasn't really thinking in these speeches. And right now, did it make sense? What was he thinking?
You weren't.
Madam Toastman.